World War II is often described through its most visible weapons, yet those familiar systems represent only a fraction of the tools actually developed and deployed. Beneath standardized rifles, tanks, and aircraft existed a parallel layer of warfare defined by secrecy, compartmentalization, and limited disclosure. Across all major powers, specialized weapons were created to solve narrowly defined operational problems that conventional systems could not address. Many of these designs were never widely deployed, some were fielded briefly, and others remained classified long after the war ended. This documentary presents a complete, reference-based catalog of every known secret weapon used during World War II, examined in its full technological and historical context. This catalog covers secret and specialized weapons developed and employed between 1939 and 1945. Within the global operational scope of World War II, the geographic focus includes Europe, the Atlantic, the Mediterranean, the Pacific, and East Asia. Reflecting all major theaters of conflict, the term secret weapon is used here to describe systems that were classified, experimental, limited production, or deliberately concealed in doctrine and deployment. Included are weapons intended for unconventional attack, covert delivery, novel guidance, or non-standard tactical roles. Excluded are standard-issue weapons, mass-produced small arms, and systems whose primary characteristics were conventional despite later myths. The organization follows functional and technological roles rather than national narratives, forming a reference-style overview. As the scale of World War II expanded, conventional weapons increasingly revealed specific limitations. This led all major combatants to develop systems designed to operate outside standard doctrines. Often in secrecy and with narrowly defined objectives, these weapons can be understood most clearly when grouped by the problems they were intended to solve. The first group consists of covert sabotage and unconventional delivery systems. These weapons were designed to be deployed without immediate detection, often behind enemy lines, and were typically produced in limited numbers. Delayed action bombs, developed primarily by Germany and the United Kingdom from 1940 onward, delayed action bombs were designed to explode hours or days after impact. They were intended to disrupt repair efforts, create prolonged area denial, and complicate bomb disposal operations. Their defining feature was a time delay fuse using chemical or mechanical retardation rather than immediate detonation. Exploding pens and personal objects. Used by British and German intelligence services, these devices disguised explosive charges within everyday items. They were designed to eliminate specific targets discreetly. Their memorability lies in the use of concealed firing pins activated by normal handling rather than external triggers. Limpet mines. Employed by British commandos and Axis naval forces, limpet mines were magnetic explosive charges designed to be attached manually to ship hulls. Developed to address the difficulty of attacking ships in defended harbors, they allowed small teams to disable vessels without naval engagement. As covert sabotage matured, attention shifted toward weapons designed to counter heavily armored vehicles and fortify targets. Panzerfaust. Introduced by Germany in 1943, the Panzerfaust was a disposable, recoilless anti-tank launcher. It was designed to provide infantry with a simple solution to increasingly armored Allied tanks. Its defining characteristic was a shaped charge warhead capable of penetrating armor disproportionate to its size. TIAT. Developed by the United Kingdom in 1942, the projector, infantry, anti-tank used a spigot mortar system rather than a conventional rocket. It was designed to avoid backblast and allow use from enclosed spaces. Its unusual firing mechanism made it distinctive among infantry anti-armor weapons. Haftholden. This German magnetic anti-tank charge was intended for close assault use against armored vehicles. It was designed to be attached directly to tank armor. Relying on shaped charge physics rather than velocity, its effectiveness depended entirely on proximity and operator risk. Naval warfare introduced a different set of challenges, particularly against heavily defended ships and convoys. Neger and Martyr human torpedoes. Developed by Germany between 1943 and 1944, these were one-man torpedo systems intended to attack Allied shipping covertly. They were designed to bypass conventional naval defenses by approaching at low profile. Their Limitations in survivability made them notable for their high-risk operational doctrine. Kamikaze aircraft. Implemented by Japan from late 1944, kamikaze aircraft were conventional planes repurposed for deliberate impact attacks. They were designed to overcome ship-based air defenses by trading pilot survival for guaranteed terminal guidance. Their memorability lies in the strategic shift rather than the airframes themselves. Kaiten manned torpedoes. These Japanese manned torpedoes were designed for harbor and fleet attacks. Unlike standard torpedoes, they allowed real-time course correction. Their existence reflects attempts to solve guidance limitations before reliable homing systems were available. As aerial combat intensified, new guidance concepts emerged to improve strike accuracy. Fritz XFX-140, introduced by Germany in 1943. Fritz X was a radio-guided glide bomb. It was designed to destroy heavily armored warships that conventional bombs could not penetrate. Its defining feature was manual guidance by the bombardier after release. Henschel HS-293, a rocket-assisted glide bomb developed to attack ships, standoff range. It was designed to keep launch aircraft outside heavy anti-aircraft fire. Its hybrid propulsion distinguished it from pure glide weapons. Azon, developed by the United States, Azon was a rudimentary radio-guided bomb controlling only lateral movement. It was designed to improve bridge and narrow target accuracy rather than ship penetration. By the mid-war period, electronics began to influence weapon design more directly, leading to early guided and sensor-based systems. Proximity fuse. Developed jointly by the United States and United Kingdom, the proximity fuse used radio signals to detonate explosives near targets. It was designed to improve anti-aircraft effectiveness dramatically. Its secrecy was such that use was initially restricted to naval engagements. Radar-assisted bombing systems. Systems like H-2S and H-2X were designed to allow bombing through cloud cover and at night, though not weapons themselves. They fundamentally altered how weapons were delivered and justified new strike doctrines. S. Conventional engineering approached its limits. More unconventional concepts were explored. Project Pigeon. Developed by the United States, this experimental guidance system used trained pigeons to steer bombs toward visual targets. It was designed to solve electronic guidance reliability issues. Its biological control mechanism remains one of the most unusual concepts tested during the war. Anthrax weaponization programs. Conducted primarily by the United Kingdom and Japan, these programs explored biological agents intended for agricultural and population disruption. They were designed to achieve strategic effects without conventional combat. Their limited deployment reflected ethical, logistical, and containment concerns. Sound-based and deception weapons. Inflatable tanks, dummy aircraft, and acoustic deception units were designed to mislead enemy reconnaissance, though non-lethal. They directly influenced operational outcomes by manipulating enemy perception. At this stage of the war, a pattern had become clear. Weapons were no longer developed solely to destroy targets, but to control information, perception, and decision-making under battlefield conditions. By this point in the war, military planners across all major powers had reached a shared conclusion. Increasing firepower alone was no longer sufficient to guarantee operational success. As defenses improved, the decisive advantage shifted toward precision, guidance, concealment, and the ability to bypass enemy expectations. This marked a transition from weapons designed primarily around explosive yield or armor penetration to systems developed to influence how, when, and whether a target could even respond. The weapons that followed reflected this doctrinal shift, emphasizing control, automation, and experimentation at the edge of contemporary technology. As the war approached its final stages, weapons development increasingly focused on experimental systems intended to reverse unfavorable strategic situations or establish technological advantages for the post-war era. Many of these designs were produced in extremely limited numbers, tested only under combat conditions, or abandoned before full deployment. V-1 flying bomb. Developed by Germany and first deployed in 1944, the V-1 was an early cruise missile designed to deliver explosives over long distances without a pilot. It was developed to bypass Allied air defenses and strike urban targets with minimal risk to personnel. Its pulsajet engine and preset guidance system made it a transitional weapon between aircraft and missiles. V-2 rocket. Introduced later in 1944, the V-2 was the world's first operational ballistic missile. It was designed to strike targets at supersonic speed and high altitude, making interception impossible with contemporary technology. Its importance lies less in its wartime effectiveness and more in its influence on post-war rocketry and space programs. Silbervogel orbital bomber concept, proposed by German engineers, but never deployed. This suborbital bomber concept was designed to deliver payloads across intercontinental distances, though impractical for wartime use. It demonstrated an early understanding of skip-glide trajectories and strategic reach beyond existing aircraft limitations. Remote-controlled ground vehicles. Systems such as the German Goliath tracked mine are designed to deliver explosives under enemy fortifications or armored vehicles via wired control. They address the problem of attacking defended positions without exposing infantry, though vulnerability to small arms fire limited their effectiveness. Dat radar-guided bomb. Developed by the United States in 1945, BAT was an autonomous radar homing glide bomb intended for anti-ship use. Unlike earlier manually guided weapons, it operated independently after release. This marked a shift toward self-guiding munitions, jet-powered interceptors, and rocket aircraft. Aircraft such as the Me-262 and Me-163 were developed to counter Allied bombing superiority. While not secret in concept, their deployment, fuel systems, and operational doctrines were highly restricted. They were designed to meet performance thresholds unreachable by piston-engine aircraft. Nuclear weapon development. The atomic bomb, developed by the United States and deployed in 1945, represented the culmination of wartime secrecy and scientific mobilization. It was designed to achieve decisive strategic impact through a single weapon system, fundamentally altering future military planning. The atomic bomb, developed by the United States and deployed in 1945, represented the culmination of wartime secrecy and scientific mobilization. It was designed to achieve decisive strategic impact through a single weapon system, fundamentally altering future military planning. Across World War II, secret weapons did not emerge as isolated curiosities, but as responses to specific tactical and strategic constraints. When conventional systems reached their limits, designers turned to concealment, guidance, automation, and psychological impact to regain advantage. This catalog reveals recurring patterns: increasing reliance on precision over volume, information over brute force, and technological experimentation over doctrinal certainty. Many of these systems saw limited success, yet their underlying principles persisted. Post-war military technology inherited their concepts, refining them with improved materials, electronics, and computing. Understanding these weapons as a complete category offers insight not only into wartime innovation, but into the foundations of modern military systems. For further reference, related catalogs examine how these concepts evolved after 1945.